Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the podcast. I'm your host, Cadet Master Sergeant Harden, and this is today's guest.
I'm Cadet Second Lieutenant Nathan Begley.
All right, Second Lieutenant Nathan Begley, would you care to introduce yourself for us, please?
Yes, so I'm from Capital City Composite Squadron, in other words, SWR-LA-010. We're from Baton Rouge. I've been in CAP for 3.5 years, and I want to be a helicopter pilot in the Army.
Wow, that's so cool. I have so many questions now. So, one, you're out of state, correct?
That's correct.
So, what state?
Louisiana.
Louisiana. I heard like LA in there. I don't know where I was getting that from. But okay, so we're like next door neighbors basically.
Yes.
So helicopter pilot. See a lot of people that are going to encampment want to be pilots. So what was your what was your thing? Why did you want to become a helicopter pilot? What created that?
I don't know. I love the way that they fly. The physics on them are just amazing. And then there's so much more versatility than you can have in a helicopter than a plane. There are different roles, definitely. So I like the role of the helicopter more than an actual plane. So that's why I want to be a helicopter pilot.
Yeah, you can get like so much more up close and personal with a helicopter than you can a plane.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I used to want to be a helicopter pilot. Then I kind of went for something else. But
It's really cool.
so explain your role as Delta Flight Commander and why you chose it.
I chose Delta Flight Commander because Flight Commander, the role is mainly to observe and manage your idea of what the flight needs to become. So essentially, we're there to evaluate and really be more of a mentor to everybody in the flight, including the flight sergeant. So it's a lot easier for me to see the overall picture and what the flight needs to work at more than, say, a flight sergeant.
Hmm. So, is there like anything that you like do on a daily basis or you've done as a job that's kind of helped you gain a sense of what you need to do as flight commander this year?
Yes, so for my marching band, I actually do props. Our props, we have normally 20 to 30 props. We have these big 15-foot metal frames for these vinyls, which are our background for the show. And then we have other things. Last year we had like a wooden organ thing with pipes, and it swung around and it had smog or fog machines. So that has shown me how to be organized, and it shown me what how to look for certain things, how to look in the performance of people, and how to make people more efficient as well as still maintaining their well-being as well.
Wow. You might have to send me the link to this little performance you've got.
We actually won state for Louisiana, and then we
Wow.
went to a competition in Mississippi and beat all the Mississippi schools as well.
You you beat my high school?
Maybe, I don't know if it was in Petal, Mississippi. Not sure if you were there, if your high school was there or not.
Actually, like I might have to get that information later because I remember that happening.
I'm
What a
sure they
small
were
world.
I'm sure they were excited about that.
Oh yeah. Okay. So so is this your first year at encampment being a cadet cadre?
Yes, that's correct. Last
Ok-
year I was a basic at the Mississippi as well.
So you basically don't do you do like any Louisiana wing activities?
I've gone to a couple academies. The Louisiana Wing encampment is at Keesler. I just like the style of Mississippi more. It's more of more outgoing, if I can say that.
Hmm.
Um, so it's got more of a style to me. It's more of not just Air Force where it's like a lot of sitting down and it's a lot of talking, but it's also got the other military branches in there just incorporated that
Hmm.
are more up and going and just doing things to learn. That's why I go to Mississippi normally.
Hmm. Because Keithler sure is an Air Force base, isn't it?
That's correct.
Hmm. Okay. So so basically you're like, okay, Louisiana is nice, but if I'm gonna do an encampment, I'm going to Mississippi.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So actually, do you mind me asking what flight you were last year?
I was Bravo Flight last year. I yeah. I won the I think it was cadet encampment. I think I got a coin for that. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember that. I think I remember brushing my teeth with you back in the barracks last year.
Probably.
So, what would you say was like your favorite part of encampment last year?
Probably either the laser rifle range or the food. The food was very nice.
Honestly, I can agree. I'm actually a vegetarian, so
Really?
yeah, I'm vegetarian, but the thing that I love so much about the encampment and all the people making it possible was they actually took us into a room on the first day, all the people that had dietary restrictions, and they worked so hard in making sure we all had something to eat. And I felt I can't explain how loved I felt. Like they're going out of their way to make sure that like we were included and whatnot. And that just had so much of a profound effect on my experience during encampment.
Yeah, Mississippi's very inclusive. They try and make sure that everybody feels welcome and that they still have a chance to learn and not are not distracted by something else from encampment.
Yeah. I and the laser rifle
Yes.
practice. Oh, dude, I had a blast even though I totally didn't get qualified. And but yeah, it was amazing. So, as a flight commander, how do you plan? What's your method on keeping all your cadets and people under you motivated?
Um, Motivation's one of the most difficult things. For somebody to try and do alone. So I actually incorporate myself with my flight sergeant. We have ideas, we have things that we do. We do mainly for motivation, we do the chants or the hydration calls, the Delta flight, the songs, the Jodies, all of those. But I also try and make sure that my cadets have this feeling of welcoming, especially since my flight this year is going to be we're the co-ed flight. I'm not sure if you knew that. So we're gonna have a little bit more of a difficult time. Um, but it's also going to be very interesting to see how different people work, different people act. So keeping them motivated on different things is going to be interesting. We have to learn around it.
Hmm. Okay. See, looks like you guys have a plan. So you and your flight sergeant are gonna be the dynamic duo.
We're gonna sure try to be.
So if I'm looking at this correctly, oh my goodness, your flight sergeant is Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Grant.
That's correct.
Okay, okay, man, you're lucky. You're lucky. That's a fun character right there.
She definitely enjoys Flight Sergeant. I will say that.
Okay. So this is this might be a little bit of biased question, but do you believe that Delta Flight has the potential to be the best flight at encampment this year?
I think we genuinely do, especially since while we do have the harder difficulty or the more we have to adapt more than any other flight because we have the co-ed. So our co-ed, I think that we have the potential to be the best flight, even with that co-ed, because it just gives that sense of separation, I guess, from the other flights, because we know that we're gonna have the hardest challenge. However, we can still be the best because we have those differences from the other flights.
Hmm. So co-ed meaning like boys and girls in the flight.
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember I was a part of a co-ed flight last year.
Mhm.
Um Charlie flight.
Really? Hmm.
Yeah. So that's, you know, having
Yeah.
that challenge definitely like provides a lot of growth for you guys as leaders.
Yeah.
Because, the struggle is real and if you can get past it, you'll come out, better than you came in.
Yes.
So, you remember last year how everybody, funny thing is, Me being a part of Mississippi Wing, I actually heard about like all the stress that everybody went under like after encampment. Like they're talking about, oh my goodness, on the third day I was so ready to go home. And I was like, really? Really you were? It didn't look like that. So how do you as a flight commander plan on like combating stress for yourself as well as the people under you and around you?
I plan on combating stress for myself by making sure I'm organized, as well as having the idea of making sure that my cadets never see me either upset or worried about something, because if the cadets see me worried about that, they're gonna take that and they're gonna thrive off of that. They are going to like go into the deep end of stress. So I'm hoping that if they don't see me stressed or upset about something, they are gonna not be as stressed or upset, but still have that the military appearance to it.
Hmm. So basically, you looking fine like gives them the hey,
The
you know,
confidence.
yeah, everything is gonna be just fine, you know.
That's correct.
And I feel like that's really important in a setting like encampment because it's meant to be like a boot camp, but at a child's level of intensity. It's still intense, but not boot camp. But definitely things can get stressful, and I really like your approach to combating stress. It's really different. And I hope it works.
Thank you. Me
Hey,
too.
I guess we'll see.
Yes.
I think at this point we should have a post podcast, seeing how everything went.
I think
Some
so as well.
some people call that the after action review, but
After action, yes. Or after action report.
yeah, after action report. But yes, sir. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. That is Second Lieutenant Nathan Begley.
Thank you.